Hi guys, welcome back to Sin City Living. Jason here bringing you today's episode, and I actually got some emails from a couple of you guys out there, so I have some videos to make for you guys based on what you guys were looking for. So I want to start off with Angelo. Angelo sent an email and he was asking about dealer bets. He has this method that he does dealer bets, and he just wanted me to see what I thought about it. So yeah, let me show you what he's got. So the way it works for Angelo, it doesn't matter what the point may be. Once there is a point set up, he throws in $6, and he does $6 across for the dealer. So $1 per number as place bets. And the way he's mentioning it, it's fairly obvious that he does it as player control because they stay up. They stay up, and then he presses it. And he's got an interesting way of pressing it. So with the 6 and 8, what he will do is he will press them $1 at a time until they reach $4. So that requires 3 hits each. So 1, 2, and then the third hit. So the first time pays $1. The dealer's going to collect because he presses out of his own money. We're going to talk about that near the end. So then the next time around it pays $2. And dealers are going to collect that. He's going to press it up again. Then it's going to pay $3. Dealer's going to collect that, and he'll throw in $1, press it up to $4. And then at this point, he is going to throw in $2. So 4 will pay 4. All right, so I'm going to throw $1, 5. 4 will pay 4, and then he's going to throw in $2, and he's going to make it proper. And then at this point, he goes to a press 1 unit until he reaches $30. And then after that, he continues with the press 1 unit, only he's treating $30 as a unit, which is pretty standard. That's fairly standard. A lot of players, when they're in the green, they tend to treat the green as a unit. So when somebody has a $60 8 and they say press 1 unit, they 99% of the time don't mean go to 66. They mean go to 90. So he's going to press it the exact same way. As we know from previous examinations, the press 1 unit is a highly underrated, extraordinarily strong strategy. So that can actually add up very, very, very quickly. With the rest of the numbers, the way he does it is he will press $1 at a time until they are proper, which means that each one of these 4, 5, 9, and 10 are going to require 4 hits each in order to reach that proper. And then after that, he's going to press it 1 unit. Obviously, he is pressing his own bets as well, since he is doing the presses himself. He has the dealers lock up the payout, and then he does the press himself, which means that once say we're on the 8, once, we got a $6 8. That means the next time it hits, he's going to throw in $6 to make it look like 12, which means that he's probably got his bets up into the $60, $90, $120 range, so that the $6 isn't all that big a deal. Same thing once he reaches the $30 mark, then after that he's going to press it $30 at a time, which means he's probably collecting a few $100s to be able to do that without negatively impacting his own bankroll. So overall, that's awesome. As far as my impression of this particular strategy, it's as far as taking care of the dealers and tipping the dealers, this is absolutely awesome. This is fantastic, especially if it's done every single roll. Because outside of the 0.7 outs, generally the dealers are going to make at least $1 on just about every single roll, and it's shocking how that adds up. People don't understand when we talk about how with craps it's one of the lowest tip earned games out there. There's a few others that are pretty legendary for people that not tipping, Baccarat, Pai Gow. Of course, there's outliers and exceptions, but those are the two that are probably most legendary. But then craps is a pretty close third behind those, which is the reason that most places that are still a keep your own, where it's not shared and pooled amongst all the dealers, but is actually what you earn on your table is what you make. There's a reason that most places like that run a 5-man craps crew instead of a 4-man, and they do hour and 20 before their break instead of an hour, because they add in a blackjack table, because craps just doesn't make the money. The reason for that is because there's less hands. You know, just a roll that goes, I don't know, 5 rolls before the 7, that could be anywhere between a 5 to 10 minute roll. And a lot of players only tip, you know, maybe $1. Most don't tip, but the ones that do, a lot of them will do $1, but they'll do $1 oftentimes in the center action somewhere, which doesn't hit all that often. Or if they do it on the pass line, you know, just $1, which is awesome. That's great. Any tips are awesome. But you got to remember now, we're looking at one hand every 5 or 6 minutes. Look at blackjack. We've got those players that'll tip $1 with every bet or with every hand. There you're getting 4 or 5 hands a minute. And that's the reason. So you're getting more hands per minute on blackjack, and you have 1/4 of the dealers. You only have one dealer, whereas dice you have 4. So, you know, if you look at a dealer that wants to make $100 in a day, on blackjack, it's pretty simple, just about anywhere. On craps, that means that the table actually needs to make $400 just for them to average out to that $100. So, you know, something that's up constantly and something that hits fairly often, like place bets, that's absolutely fantastic. It's absolutely awesome. Awesome. Like dealers that love it when someone bets a $1.12 for the dealers and it hits. But generally when people bet $1, like someone colors up, you know, they won like $600 and they throw in $1 and say, "Oh, give the dealers $1.12" as they're leaving. Dealers generally like, "Hey, thanks, we really appreciate it," and then we kind of forget it because it's got, you know, less than a 3% chance of hitting. Whereas up here has a very high percentage chance of hitting, especially player control. Player control means that it's growing. So we catch that 20, 30 minute roll where the players, if they have the proper strategy, are making hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not $1,000 or more dollars. The dealers can end up making a pretty decent amount. I started the dealers with $1 across one time on player control, and I caught about a 40-something minute hand, and the dealers made hundreds. I mean, they had a tower stacked up. They had to keep coloring up. Now, as far as using his own money to press the dealers, that's also absolutely awesome. Oftentimes when we start with $1 each per number, we don't collect anything for a while when it's player control because, you know, say the 8 pays $1, okay, we're gonna press it. 8 pays $2, okay, we're gonna press it. Now 4 pays 4, so we're going to press it. Now with this extra $2, we're very likely going to go somewhere because the dealers are trying to make their bets proper first. So very rarely do they collect until they hit about a 5 to 10 minute roll. Then they start collecting. Now here's an interesting thing that I thought you might find I don't know, helpful maybe, but we have a player that does something almost identical to what you do, Angelo. It's really cool. Literally 80% identical to what you're doing. He brings the dealers up for $1 each. He presses, it's player control. He presses them himself. Although because it's player control, he will also use a portion of the dealer bets to press them up. For instance, let me give a good example here. Here's one. $2.09. So a 9 rolls, it pays $2. He'll say, hey, press it up, and then he'll throw in $1 and say, hey, make it proper. So he does a combination of using the dealer's player control aspect of it to press their own bets up, plus he throws in his own money. But what he does that makes it kind of interesting is he plays all the bets, all the numbers. He just places across, unless he's shooting, that he'll have the pass line. Otherwise, he just places all the way across. And he's not quite a power presser, but he's pretty close. But what he does once he starts putting the dealers up is he starts doing, because at that point, once he puts the dealers up, they've already hit a winner. He usually does it after we've made a winner. Then he'll bring them up, because now he's hoping for 15, 20 minute roll. So his bets are usually pressed up a little bit. So what he'll start doing is he'll start taking his ones, whatever ones that he has from his payouts and stuff like that, and he'll start putting them in the field. And he'll say, hey, that's a dealer bet player control. Because what he'll do is, let's say it hits. That hits, let's say a 9. Let's say a 9 hits. So that'll get paid. Then the dealers will press up here, and then he'll say, hey, make it proper. Cool, done. So he sometimes he'll do a 2. He doesn't do the field very often, but sometimes he does. But he always has the dealers off to the side on it. And he uses that to bring them up over here. A field bet is not a way for the dealers to make money. It's up here. Anything in the field he uses up here. Once the dealers are proper, he'll shift his field bet to a $5 field bet and start pressing the outside numbers with it while the dealers are collecting at this point. Once things are proper, then he starts collecting the dealers a little bit stronger. You know, you have $5.09, he might say go ahead and collect, and then he'll throw in $5 to press it up. A great example on it one time was we had pressed up, we had a few hits, we pressed up on a 4 or 10, I don't remember which, and you know, it hit. So he said, hey, take you guys to a quarter. So we went to a quarter and we still collected $17. The next time it hit, he threw in the dollar for the VIG and said, hey, take you guys up to 50. So the dealers collected a quarter. The next time it hit, he threw in the $2 VIG to take you guys up to 75. So the dealers collected $75. And their bet went up to $75. Never did hit this one, but hit all of the rest of them, which was pretty cool. So thank you, Angelo, for sending us the email and the strategy. We appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll catch you next time. Bye now.